Welcome back, everybody. MVP 02. I'm at a lack for words what we just saw. I think it's just time to wipe it from our memories and go into Game 3. herO, though, herO is poised to put, like, the star on top of the Christmas tree right now. Of
the nail in the coffin of MVP, I would have to say, you know. And I think they want that coffin shut after that last game. They want to forget this ever happened. They want to bury today's match and move on with their lives. They can't even shake that one up, I don't think.
No. That I just do not think is going to happen.
That just annihilates morale for the team, I think. It's like, well, I don't know what to say, Marine King, but you need to leave.
I think there's a high chance we will be not seeing Marine King in their next roster. Now 1-2 for center so far. He's 1-0 or 0-1 against Protoss. He did take a game off of his former teammate Symbol, and that's the only one he's got. He's only been fielded 3 times in Pro League history, so this guy doesn't have a lot of information. But I'll tell you guys a little bit more about him as we get into the game, because he does have some history. He's been around for a long time, but he just does not have the success stories that his opponent has. The map is going to be King Sejong Station. This is herO's playground. Let's see if he can get that 3-0 for CJ just to put them at a plus 10 indicator with 4-0. Let's jump into the game. The map is loaded. Up here in the top left in yellow, it's herO for CJ Entis.
Down here in the bottom right, it is MVP Center. And as you were saying, Center hasn't done much in recent times. Yeah, beating Symbol, but besides that, we don't see this guy at all.
Thank you for coming, by the way. Good to see you.
Whoa, damn.
Giving the nod. But yeah, so Center is a former TSL player. He is one of those old guys who had a lot of potential, like Ragnarok, who's actually now on his opponent's team, and he's a player who's always been kind of medium tier. He was oftentimes in the up and down matches. He was trying to get Kodes. He was trying to be Kodes caliber, but was just never quite able to make it.
Sure, I mean, even in the most recent qualifier, he lost to Hurricane 1-2 in round 1. So, like, yeah, he has not much success at all, and I mean, it's same goes for all his online sort of tournaments. He does play a lot of them as well. He's one of those players, the mid-tiers that do play in just about every single online tournament, and he doesn't find much success there either, man.
Yeah, well, he's one of these players who actually comes from a disbanded team. When you come from a disbanded team, you don't have all the liberties that some the other players do. For example, I feel like if Symbol had been able to be funded to travel to one of the other WCS regions, he could have found, or Center, I should say, not Symbol. If he actually had the funding to travel to one of these other regions at the beginning of WCS, I feel like he could have found a lot of success there. Players like Duck Duck, have found a lot of success. I feel like he's on a really similar level to that, but he just simply didn't have the means. He stayed in Korea, and he's been struggling. He's been trying to play his online tournaments. Got to make money somehow. Got to keep practicing.
Yep.
Got to keep training. Got to keep grinding.
Yeah, it's definitely a great way to practice, but it also kind of exposes your style a lot. And you know what? Maybe a bunch of CJ players gave herO a bunch of replays from Center and be like, yeah, he's been playing in like the all those online tournaments that I don't follow at all, so I forget the names. But you could have a wealth of knowledge of exactly what Center does, and he doesn't even need that because it's herO against Center. It's like he's already at a massive advantage in terms of just raw skill.
Yeah. Well, this is a
very aggressive Stargate.
Misguided Reaper as well. Is just simply going to miss this unless he repaths it. Good placement here by herO.
Yeah, he's just going to miss it, actually, unless he reroutes that Reaper when it's mid-flight.
Just barely out of vision of this SCV on the high ground, too. Yeah, I think he's just barely going to miss it.
See, imagine if this was part of the research. Like, he got enough replays to see exactly where the Reapers go of Center. And it's like, you know what? He goes exactly around this point. But actually, hold on.
Just barely going to miss it. Oh, no, he sees it.
Oh, well.
Well, this is
lucky Reaper, because it was sort of rallied around that whole point, but it kind of bugged out, went back, and went down a ramp. So
he can thank that ice barrier little cliff up there for
thank you, ice barrier over the mineral patch. Is he actually going to use it? He is going to use it, of course, making that Oracle. It's going to take a long time before that pylon goes down.
Yep. There's an eBay about to finish, and he's going to have a few Marines out, but he doesn't have any just yet. He needs a bunker. Okay, there's a bunker up. Where is that bunker? Okay, it's at the natural, but
well,
there's a mothership core coming too across the map.
You could actually just stop the CC from coming up because there's not going to be enough there. There's not going to be nothing there.
Nope.
You could stop the CC if he just clicks on this SCV.
I think he just wants to go for more direct damage.
Oh, man. That would have been so sick. Can you imagine that?
That would have been nasty. Now, you know, he's still going to get a few SCV kills. There's a Reaper in that bunker for those who can't see it, so that's why it wasn't shooting. This turret will finish. It's going to help protect some of these units that are coming in and out. Oh, but he might catch a Marine. Not enough energy.
You can still kind of camp between like the natural and that Rax, though, and stop any Marines getting to that bunker past one.
A normal transition back at home into robotics. I mean, he's not going to, like, make this his whole game plan. He's just getting actually already some serious damage done and stopping mining here at the Nat.
Yeah, he's essentially ruined everything for Center at this point. I mean, Center still has that natural, and he hasn't lost that many SCVs, but really took a hit to his build order and had to invest so much in these turrets and
a really super fast eBay that he didn't want to build either, the bunker.
Yeah, stopped mining from that natural for the longest time. And yeah, hero's in a very comfortable position, you know. His expansion's not that far behind. He's obviously going into observers and whatnot. Most likely will be staying on Colossus, as that's usually what herO loves to do more than anything else. He doesn't usually like to go into Templar tech until the late game against Terran.
Reaper gets found here. I don't know if he'll actually commit to killing it with the energy here.
Looks like he might.
So he looks like he's definitely trying to, but with a jump up, he's going to get a little bit of a catch on him. Nice jukes here.
One more.
There you go.
No more scouting. Pretty important move.
Forge comes up. You know, he's going to drop that Bay as well. All the tech all at once, but when you've done this much damage and you have that constant threat of backstab, it's very difficult to actually punish somebody for doing something like this.
Yeah, only one Forge. Occasionally we'll see two Forges from here, but I guess he didn't do that much damage, so maybe he's not that comfortable. Instead, just going for that armor upgrade.
Yeah. Well, knocked that supply depot from building anymore. It's kind of annoying. Well, you have a Twilight Council. I mean, he's just getting all the tech in the book. He doesn't need gateway units to stave off any attacks because there's simply not coming.
No, not for a long time. And even if they do, Mothership Core is in position. A couple of sentries.
And, you know, Oracle with 5 kills and still full health. He's been doing a lot off of a scouted Stargate. Just now, the factory finishing, allowing that starport to come up. So you can start getting those medevacs out, start getting a little mobile on the map. And you can see back at home, herO is preparing for such eventuality, getting the Colossi in blink, adding the extra gateways he's going to need to be able to warp in enough units because he cut gateway units essentially this entire time. He has sentries with a lot of energy. That's going to be important.
He's had a lot of space, and this Oracle is going to probably do a little bit more damage. Oh, maybe not. Marine's in position, but still. Yeah, hero's in a dominating position right now. He's very comfortable where he is. He knows exactly what's going to be coming out of that base. He knows when the pressure's going to be on. He's already got enough units to kind of be safe against most things. That Colossus is about to pop out. Blink on the way. Just adding more gates.
Yeah. Even this Marine that tries to kill the pylon is going to get shut down. Horse is an out-of-position warp in, and now he's going to come over here and actually really commit to killing this, I think, on his way over. Maybe not even, actually. He's just going to go straight for the attack.
Yeah, maybe trying to start to apply some pressure. Force out that photon overcharge before Medivacs come out, then maybe start the dropping. You really need to start doing something, though, and we actually don't see any Widow Mines just yet, which I'm kind of surprised about. Usually we see the most successful Terrans go about a lot of drops. But sticking with Marine Marauder for now, it just looks like he will be pressuring the front, and maybe if he gets a drop on this Colossus at the front, he can do a lot of damage, but there's a lot of sentries with a lot of energy.
3 more kills on that Oracle, meanwhile. I mean, this is just starting to really add up. I mean, this is just too much damage. 8 kills in total. And with 2 Colossi out against a mostly Marine army, the Marauder hits are going to have to be really good for this to actually get anything done. I don't think he should commit to this because there's just simply not a third base. If there were a third, go over there, poke it a little bit, force the Colossi down the ramp, and see what you can get done. But at this point, no third base. Walk back, wait for your medevacs. Get your own third up. He's already doing that. So a good choice here to just kind of step back for a second, not commit to anything.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, there's really no damage he can find unless he's really surprising. But I kind of get worried because he hasn't really found anything. No drops. Sure, the third base was delayed from herO, but that was all on purpose while he goes for the Colossus, the upgrades, the range, the blink. He's playing the game he wants to play, and this is what we've seen from herO so many times in the past.
Yeah, now he's got the second forge coming up. That's why the console's been long done, as you were talking about with the blink, so he can start 2-2 upgrades before they get ahead in that regard with his third base that is on the way now. See a quick Ghost Academy here. Interesting.
Okay.
We don't have any sign of High Templar just yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, what could it be?
Well, Ghost Academy is not that expensive of a structure. Perhaps he's just
maybe could pull the boys. Maybe get a few ghosts out.
Yeah,
pull the boys. But he does have that third base going at this point.
He could wait for 2-2 and do something like this. But I just feel like with a bunch of Vikings and 3 ghosts, we have seen like 3 ghosts, 6 ghosts push.
Yeah, well, usually it'll be like 2 or 3 ghosts, 1-1 bio, and it's kind of go time. But with these 2 starports making 4 Vikings at a time, it's hard to tell exactly what he has planned. But I feel like
he could be trying to just overwhelm at this one timing.
I think it must be that because we don't see an armory.
No
yet.
armory. Okay, yeah.
So he has to be going for a timing.
That must be it. It's just going to be with these 3 ghosts. It's the 3 ghost push. EMP is quite important here. Well, if hero's actually out on the map and
he gets caught out,
these Vikings, this could work well.
Yeah, well, let's have a look exactly where all the spotting sort of units are for herO as well. You don't see an observer anywhere near here. You see herO on the map. He does have recall available. You see a Marine run into the army.
Yeah, so right now, center has all the info. He checks the third base. He knows this is the entire army right now, basically, at this point.
hero's got to be careful, man.
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
There's enough Vikings to, maybe even 2-shot that mothership core.
I suppose he just hasn't realized yet that this is going to be a timing push, and he's like, oh, I got to do some damage. He's been on 3 base longer than me. Let me see what I can poke down. He's going to actually start straight up engaging here at the natural. There's not a lot of bio here, but he's going to come back up the ramp.
I like this a lot, actually. This is so smart. Poking with the Blink Stalkers, just seeing exactly what's there. He's like, oh, okay, you got Ghosts, you got Vikings, you got everything else.
Bit of a nice little poke move.
Ooh.
And picking up a few units here with some good force fields.
He's getting a pretty healthy number of Vikings. 14 at this point as well, so when the time comes, things could get pretty ugly for herO if he's out of position with these Colossi.
Yep. Center right now very timid, on the engagement because the Stalkers can always just blink back, so he doesn't want to do a big stims. There go the force fields. He knows that's going to be a problem. Doesn't have any Thors on the map, so can't chase.
Runs into those Vikings. Actually gets vision of all of them. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, if he could snipe that mothership core, that would be so huge.
Oh, that'd be game-ending.
He needs to be very careful here, that is, because his army is tiny right
Yeah,
now.
but look, he's just going to counterattack now that he knows exactly where they are. As long as he keeps the mothership core alive, and it looks like we are just going to see center go for the attack. So we should see a recall from herO very shortly.
Yeah, he needs to be careful about how he does that, though.
He should maybe recall into the main base because the Vikings are already on top of the natural.
The third base, I think, is an okay choice, too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
As long as it's not the natural. He's got a ton of charged Zealots here, 21 of them to buffer for the SCVs that are here.
Yep, they are 2-2 as well.
Yep, and here we go. Time Warp goes down as well. The Zealots melting here quickly. EMPs are decent. The Colossi are starting to fall. This is still, a very nice group of bio. There's a lot of that actually hidden in the medevacs as well. This is a huge push here. It's the upgrades that may actually turn this around, though, for herO.
It might be.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
Oh, it's still very close, though. That is a pretty healthy amount of bio, but still, with the Mortals as well, just chunking down all the Marauders.
Exactly. The Immortals chunk them down while the Zealots tank the damage. Now it's overwhelming. There's too many Stalkers. Stalkers do bonus damage to units like this. He's going to blink on top of these medevacs, and that is going to be the 3-0. Targets them down very nicely here.
Yeah, and there's no coming back from this. He did lose that natural CC as well, so it's 2 base against 3. Down in upgrades, about to be 2 sets of upgrades down with 3-3 almost finished. Archon's being added, Colossus, everything is just, it's going to be completely overwhelming for center in just a moment's time.
Yeah, 40 supply up now. Small groups of units moving forward here. Stalkers to see if they can catch a Viking. Ooh, that was just too sexy. No Colossi in this mix, but one's on the way across the map, and who cares? This is just plenty enough. One drop has been sent, but that's not going to be a game changer.
Yeah, he can just go for the third base, and I mean, what is center going to do? He's just going to
roll over and die,
essentially.
Oh, the force fields as well. Oh! Well, a fancy way to finish the game. 3 drops, in fact. I misspoke earlier. Will come across the map. It will force a cancel on that Nexus, but herO could simply just turn around.
3-3 versus 1-1. Pretty sure he can just warp in Zealots to defeat this this drop. But
actually, that's a good point, too.
He's going to let go of that third base and maybe just go for the base trade, I guess, or at least just kill the army of center and worry about the rest later.
Well, center's drops, it's only 3 of them. It's not enough to kill everything he has before he just catches up. And look, it's even probes with they have the armor upgrade, too. They're going to fight okay. And that's it's going to be about it, I think. Triple the supply. Not to be a downer, but this game is over.
Well, he is Marine King's teammate, I guess. He has learned from the best when it comes to leaving the game.
Yeah, I think it's just a hard day for MVP. GG. Sejantis takes the 3-0 and will now stand on top. The 4-0 and a +10 indicator. herO barely even cracks a smile until he sees his teammate. He's just like, whoa, I crushed him, man. It was easy.
Yep, and a pretty cruisy day for CJ. Very nicely done all round.
Yeah. Pretty easy day. The only tough win was for Sky High, I guess. It wasn't even that tough, though.
Just a long one, essentially. But he did go against the best player of MVP and took him down, so pretty convincingly as well.
Shame Youngwa doesn't get to play. They had a little bit more faith in Marine King.
Well, he was playing against Byung, man. I mean, let's face it. Youngwa was going to be in for a rough time as well. Just all the matchups today really favoring CJ.
Yeah, it was just a lot of bad luck against the best team. I mean, they were already up against the best team, and they're down towards the bottom of things. And what the worst part about this for MVP is I don't think anybody on MVP expected them to walk away with a win today. If a win, maybe a win in the ace match. But walking away with an 0-3 really hurts the indicator because they were on the edge of maybe getting top 4. Now they're way down there.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's a big problem. It's going to be they're going to have to play catch up next week, and not entirely sure who they're playing. I have to go back and have a look at Peter, but
I want to say Dinner, actually, man.
Well, that's bad news for MVP, man. I don't know. As we can see, here's the 3-0 from CJ. Sky High defeating Lacira. Biel taking down Marine King in one of the most disappointing games of Pro League history. And then herO defeating Center in a pretty convincing King Sejong game.
Do not even recommend that game to anybody on Expedition Lost. I see somebody vote yes on that poll on Team Liquid. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say they're not an esports fan, definitely not a Marine King fan. That game is just one I think we'd all like to forget. Rough match there. Youngwa versus Byung. Byung definitely could have just crushed Youngwa too, but that was their best chance of forcing the ace. They just didn't even